Hi friends, welcome to CR Digital Classes. Today we are going to understand about hypothesis. What is hypothesis? What is different types of hypothesis? Hypothesis is a statement or assumption or a state declaration. So here why this is required? Hypothesis. For any type of research, we have a question, that is the gap whatever found in the literature survey when we are doing that gap, we are trying to frame it in a research questions, and once the questions are identified, that is what exactly our intention is, what we have to find out. So once we are clear about that, we make it, we declare that in the form of a statement. We express or pass that in the form of a statement or an assumption, or even we say it as a question. Example, we may be saying that there is no impact of social media on the students. This is our statement we are passing. So what exactly our intention is, we want to know whether social impact, that is media impact, is there of social media on student or not. So that we are trying to frame it in a question type or in a statement type in the form of hypothesis. So this is about the hypothesis. Hypothesis is a statement of expectation or prediction that will be tested by research. So once we are framing this statement, that is there is no impact of social media on student, if I say that, how we can find out after the research. So what we are going to do, we are going to try to find out whether really there is an impact of social media on students or not. How we are going to find out? By doing the analysis. For doing the analysis, we need the information. So that information is collected from the respondents. Respondent here is a student who gives us the answer, who gives us the information. They are respondents. So hypothesis means a mere assumption or some supposition to be proved to or disproved. So after doing the analysis, this statement will be known whether impact is there, means it is not agreed. If impact is not there, means it is agreed, because I framed the assumption in such a way there is no impact. So whether it is accepted or rejected, this will be known after complete research. A hypothesis must be testable, taking into account current knowledge and techniques, and be realistic. So this all the process of research is required more components, like we require information, we require the technique, how we are going to do this, we require method, how we are going to do this. So with all these things, we will be able to complete our study, and after completing of the study, we could be able to give the answer for our hypothesis framed in the while beginning the research. According to Bruce W. Tuckman, a hypothesis then could be defined as an expectation about events based on generalization of the assumed relationship between variables. So this hypothesis, when we frame, after completing the research, we will be knowing whether the association is there between the variables or not. Coming to the characteristics of the hypothesis, it is conceptual. It is concept based and verbal statement. As earlier I told you that there is an impact of social media on student or not. I am passing the verbal statement. So this we'll put it in the written form. This is a verbal statement. So that the statement can be in the question form, the statement can be in the simple sentence form. Okay, then empirical referent. So this hypothesis is also having empirical. Once we are able to do it in the quantitative way, that is collecting the information in the quantitative method, then we'll be completing the analysis, which is known as empirical. Then tentative relationship, that means we are trying to announce or declare some form which is a guess like thing. We are not sure whether it is accepted or rejected. We are not sure whether the relationship is there between two variables or not. We are not sure whether the impact is there or not. We are passing a statement that we are telling it as tentative relationship. Then tool of knowledge advancement. So this is a tool on the basis of which we are trying to define the problem. We are trying to find out the solution and coming with the answer, the results. Then tested. So until unless we don't complete all the process of the research, which we call it as testing of hypothesis, also part of our research study. After testing only, we will be able to know whether it is negative or positive, accepted or rejected. Then not moral, it will not be considered as not moral, and neither too specific nor too general. So it is the statement will not be too specific, but the study will be very wide. Then predictions of consequences. So these consequences will be there which can be give, the hypothesis will give us scope for the consequences to predict. Then it is very valuable, the hypothesis, because whole research is depending on the hypothesis. Until unless we don't define our problem, the statement problem, we cannot frame the hypothesis. So the remaining all the steps will be depending on the hypothesis. It is very valuable. Then when we talk about the importance, it is supporting to the investigator. So this hypothesis will help the researcher in in finding out the correct solution, or in finding out whether the statement passed is true or false, accepted or rejected, whether the relationship is there or not. Then emphasis upon the research, acts as an important link between theory and investigation. So whatever we have studied the model or theory, in this, with the help of the hypothesis, we are trying to find out technically or practically whether there is a relationship is there or associationship is there or not. Then provides a clear and particular objective to the researcher. So this hypothesis will facilitate for clarity, more clarity, how we are going to do the research and what exactly our intention and aims are. Then it facilitates a base for sample selection. So depending on the statement developed, the hypothesis developed, we try to find out what type of sample we require, selection of the sample and the method how we are going to do this. Then exercises key function of clubbing together all the associated facts and information into one. So this will help us. So when we are framing the hypothesis, we need to check what are the real facts are there. Whether earlier any research is done on this, what are their findings, and what we are going to find now with the help of our study. Avoids a blind search and random collection of data which might later on tends to be unnecessary for the problem which is being studied. So we are not supposed to give the blind statements without checking or without having evidence. So for any of the thing we should have the evidence. A powerful tool that shows the right path for the research work. So hypothesis is a powerful tool which will direct us further steps how to do the research. And types of hypothesis. So these we have different types of hypothesis. Let us see what are those types. Simple hypothesis, complex hypothesis, directional hypothesis, null hypothesis, alternative hypothesis, statistical hypothesis. So let us discuss one by one in detail. Simple hypothesis. Simple hypothesis, the name itself we can understand. We pass a simple statement, whether there is an associationship is there or not, or impact is there or not. You can see the example here. Smoking is a prominent cause of lung cancer. So here any statement, any research, we try to have two variables. One is dependent variable, other one is independent variable. So dependent variable always will be on the dependent. Independent will not be having any dependency, like it will be on its own. The characteristics of the independent will be, it is not linked with any of the other variable, but dependent variable will be linked. Like you can see here, dependent variable is lung cancer and independent variable is smoking. So because of smoking, the person is suffering from lung cancer. So lung cancer is dependent variable. Then complex hypothesis here, it implies the relationship between multiple independent and dependent variables. So example, you can see individuals who eat more fruits tend to have high immunity, lesser cholesterol and high metabolism. So here we are trying to not only examine about one character, but we are trying to see multiple. Like for one activity, there are multiple benefits. So here the independent variable is eating the fruits. Dependent variables are the higher immunity, lesser cholesterol and high metabolism. So this is about the complex hypothesis. Then directional hypothesis. In the directional hypothesis, we try to see whether the consequences will be positive or negative. That is, prediction will be there whether it is giving positive or negative, and the relationship or the difference between two variables. So it is not sure that always it should be positive. Once we are done with the study, it can be negative also. So the students who do proper revision and assignments could score the more marks. Here it is the directional where they are checking that. Before only we can say that student who prepares very well, they will get more marks. This is our assumption. We can predict it. Okay, but completing after getting the results only, we could be able to know whether the student who prepared well also, whether he got scores or not. Then non-directional or null hypothesis. So this statement states there is no effect on the variable. So there is no change, even there is no impact. That we call it as null hypothesis. So it states that one variable doesn't have any effect on the other variables. A null hypothesis proposes no relationship between two variables. It is denoted with H0, H0, and it is a negative statement. So example, you can see attending physiotherapy sessions does not affect athletics on field performance. Here, the author claims physiotherapy sessions have no effect on the field performances. So this is how the null hypothesis will be framed. Then alternative hypothesis. This alternative hypothesis is complementary to the null hypothesis. There we understood there is no effect of the variable. There is no relationship between the variables. So it is considered a alternative hypothesis is considered to be the opposite of the null hypothesis. An alternative hypothesis is denoted in the form of H1 or HA. So it is explicit statement states that the dependent variable affects the independent variable. So here they say dependent variable affects the independent variable. There is no effect. And it is adopted after working hypothesis fails to generate required theory. So once we have found out there is null hypothesis, we come to the alternative hypothesis. So to check the water quality of a river for 1 year, the researchers are doing observations. As per the null hypothesis, there is no change in the water quality in the first half of the year. Then compared to the second half. But in the alternative hypothesis, the quality of water is poor in second half when observed. So this is how the null hypothesis. In the duration is more. Some of the researches, the duration or the period of study will be more. So initially, it may be null hypothesis. But when after a period of time, it will be again giving us some of the other results. So with the example, we can understand. Then there will be a change. Initially, it may be null hypothesis, but after a period of time, there will be an effect. There will be a relationship between two variables. Then statistical hypothesis. So any of the research, most of the researchers, we use statistical hypothesis. Here according to this, we have again, we can have a null hypothesis, we can also have alternative hypothesis. The point of a statistical hypothesis is to test an already existing hypothesis by studying population sample. So here these are the hypotheses which are framed depending on the nature of the research. It can be null hypothesis, it can be alternative hypothesis. So studying about the population and the sample, it will be decided which type of hypothesis it is applicable. Example, you can see here, 44% of the Indian population belong in the age group of 22 to 27. So leverage evidence to prove or disprove a particular statement. So this is one of the statistical hypothesis. Then from the above study, it can be asked in the examinations like an essay or in the small. Maybe define the hypothesis, or maybe asking about all types of hypothesis. So explain the various types of hypothesis with examples. So in the examination, when you are quoting with the example, it will give more weightage. So whenever we are writing any of the subject with examples, it will be giving more weightage so that you can score more marks. And what is a statistical hypothesis? Write about the null hypothesis and alternative hypothesis. Hope this video will be very much helpful for understanding about hypothesis and types of hypothesis. Thank you.